Okay, so let's have a look at the Intercall 1 nurse call system. It's a upgrade from the Intercall 6700 system. It came onto the market mid 2021 and we've installed quite a few of these and had absolutely no problems. It's a facelift, so it's nice and clean. They've got rid of some of the confusing colours. We've also lost the bolts that go round the pair push lead plugs. So they used to be a bit of a problem with some of the older systems, so they're gone. We've also lost the screws on the frontage of all of the equipment, so it's got a really nice clean look to it. It's also borrowed some equipment from the Intercall Touch, which is their top of the range nurse call system. So we've got the ceiling pull cords, which look nice and modern. The pair push leads, again, look very modern and very tactile. We're also using care cards, which has come from the Touch nurse call system, for the access control, the door points. These also, because we're using a card, have got ID, so it lets you know on the database who's actually resetting the doors, who's going through the doors, etc. We've got a brand new trigger for the one system as well. Once again, very tactile, very modern feeling, actually really comfortable to use. The system works very similar to the Intercall 6700 nurse call system. It's a few changes, got a few extra bits built into it. You can make a call by using all of these bits of kit, but also the fascia on the call system. Comes up, got a light on the display, that's also new. Tells you very clear exactly where the calls come from. Also, there's more programmability on the sound, so we can have it more urgent or we can have it more laid back, depending on where you want to be with it. We accept the calls on the display, shuts them up, so it gives you some time to get to the call. It means it takes pressure off other members of staff because they know that somebody's accepted that call. Also keeps the volumes down in the home if you have it quite loud. However, if you don't get to that call in that preset time, it will come back and remind you, so you don't ever forget any nurse calls that go off. Slightly different from the older systems, this is just one touch to cancel it. Whereas the older systems, you had to press it twice to cancel it, once to put it into present mode, once to actually cancel the call down. To get in present mode, you just press the button once and it comes up as you in present mode. There's a couple of reasons to be in present mode. The first is if you're in a room that you can't hear the displays that are out in the corridors, when you're in present mode, the call point will actually bleep and let you know where there's another call going on. The other reason, if you want to call another member of staff, you need a hand, it's not an emergency, you can do this whilst in present mode. It will bring it up with a slightly different tone, telling you on the display that it's an assistant call. It's a member of staff calling another member of staff. We can accept that exactly the same way as the other calls, and we cancel it exactly the same way. With emergencies, it's always two buttons at once. It will come up on the displays telling you it's an emergency. You can hear it's an emergency. It will ignore all other calls whilst an emergency is going on. Once you've dealt with the emergency, it will bring the other calls on the nurse call system up, and you will then have to cancel those calls as well. So it's very straightforward, it's very easy to use. It's got all the basics that's in the 6700 system as well, so it's got call priority, things like that make the system work really well, so you're never ignoring any residents that may be a little bit trigger happy on the nurse call system. It's got an inbuilt database that's got gives you access to the history on the nurse call system, so when a call's made, when a call's accepted, when a call's cancelled, the level of call, the time and date of the call. As I said, on the care cards, using the access control also tells you who's actually using the calls there. So very nice and easy. It's very easy to swap over. The cabling is is been made as flexible as possible. So not only can we install this onto existing Intercall nurse call systems, we can also install it on, for example, a CTEC system or a nurse call 800. But we can also install it into homes that maybe are getting a bit tired of their unreliable radio nurse call system, on something a little bit more reliable with a bit more longevity and gives you a little bit more scope on what the nurse call can do. We can put this into existing buildings with no cable very simply. We've got plenty of experience with that. So if you are interested in having a look at the new Intercall One nurse call system, then give me a call. I'll be more than happy to come to your home with no obligation to demo this to any interested parties. So that's the Intercall One nurse call system. Thank you.